Hi everyone, welcome. Welcome to the live. Welcome to the live. If you are on the live right now, just comment the word ready. Hi everyone. Comment the word ready and let me know that you are super charged, super pumped for today's live class. Just comment the word ready, 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 and we're going to start in a bit. Don't forget to like the live and share to those who need it. All right, we're gonna get started, and before we get started, I'm just gonna do a little bit of recap. So, if you have been joining the live or following my series of live stream, you would know that we're currently in the digital product selling series, and I have done the introduction live stream where I talked about what a digital product is and what you need to do in terms of your niche, finding an idea, validating it, and all that. And we worked our way into trying to validate a certain idea and creating a digital product ebook on it, which we did do in the last live stream. And in this live stream, I'm going to be showing you how you can create Canva templates, right? So let me just give like an overview here. So here we had the niche. We talked about the idea, the niche, the problem, the validation, and the test. And I said that when you are creating your digital product, the only time you should start creating your digital product is when you have actually tested it and you have confirmed that people are actually interested and they will be willing to exchange money from it. If you don't create your digital product in the idea phase, not in the niche phase, not in the problem phase, not in the validation phase, in the test phase. And I did say that when you test your digital product and you see that it's not getting the feedback or the engagement that you want, it is the best time for you to stop and go back to the idea to see where what went wrong. Now, we're moving on, and I said in today's live stream, I will be showing you how to create Canva templates that actually sell. So I'm going to be doing a full walkthrough. I won't really be saying, okay, from idea to product, yes. And of course, like I said, you need to have a niche. And I did say that when you are creating digital product, because there are several kinds of digital products, there's like the ebook, there are templates, there are planners, there are checklists, there are courses, there are apps, all that stuff. But you need to know what exactly is the kind of digital product that would solve the problem that people want. And I did say that you cannot be giving you cannot be creating a checklist digital product to an audience who wants courses, and you cannot be creating ebook to an audience who wants template. So now you find your niche, which is super important, and then you design to sell, and then you price package. So that's basically what this life is going to be talking about. So comment the word ready if you want to create your first selling template today, or if you would like to learn how to create your first templates today. Comment the word ready. Comment the word ready. By the way, if you're on the live, do make sure to like the live and comment the word ready if you're super pumped. Now, here's what we're going to be covering today, a bit of overview. I'm going to be letting you in on what templates are, why most templates don't sell, what makes a template sell, profitable template ideas, how to pick your niche. Then we're going to go into like a live demo where we're going to try to build a template easy peasy using simple tools like Canva. Then I'm also going to be showing you, or I'm also going to be talking about pricing and packaging, which is super important when you are trying to, package your digital products to sell. Then I would also let you in on some common mistakes that you need to avoid when you're selling or when you're creating or selling digital product templates. Now, today, I'm not just going to be teaching you design, which is super important. I'll be showing you that how to create templates people will actually pay for. One of the things that a lot of people mistake um, valuable digital product for is like exterior beauty, like how fans say it looks. But that is like extremely secondary, in fact, tertiary, because it has to be, first of all, valuable in the sense by which your target audience perceives it, not just how cute it looks. Now, in this life or after this life, you're going to be walking away with profitable template ideas, a clear niche that you can possibly sell to. Of course, like I said, you need to go through the steps of the validation and testing, definitely. And a real product you could actually like create and possibly list if you have validated it. And of course, it's something that your audience would want to resonate with or would resonate with. Now, let's start from the beginning. What are templates? Now, templates, in simple terms, they are pre-designed editable files that anyone can customize and use instantly. So, one thing about templates is you are going to be pre-designing it, meaning that the people who you are selling it to don't need to do a lot of work in touching the templates. Secondly, it needs to be editable files. It's not like an ebook where the end product version is in a PDF uneditable file. This one, people need to be able to edit it so anyone can customize and use instantly. Now, one of the reasons why templates are actually a thing is because number one, it saves time. So instead of having to build from scratch, especially people who are not typically designers per se, buyers get a ready-made design so they can edit in minutes. Another thing is that it reduces effort. So the time is going to take you to start from scratch, having to put together colors, fonts, and all of the elements. You can actually do it with templates, and no design skills are needed. The hard thinking is already done for them. Another reason why templates are a thing is because it gives structure. So template helps guide people through on what to say, how to say it, what to include. Depending on your template though, it guides people in, a flow on how to get things done. Okay, this is where I should add my text. Okay, this is where I should put my pricing. This is where I should do this, right? So it gives people a structure on what to do. But here is the problem. Most templates don't sell. And let's talk about why. You're surprised, right? Why templates don't sell. But let's get to know why a lot of templates don't sell. Now, the reason why most Canva templates don't sell, and this is like the honest truth that a lot of creators actually skip. The first thing is they make overly generic templates. For example, you see everybody is doing like social media templates, Instagram story templates, um, uh, TikTok story templates, Facebook story templates. I mean, that is way too broad. And if you should go on places like Etsy, or even on Etsy, you're going to see like tons and tons and tons and tons of templates. And the fact is that a lot of people are not even making as much sales as they would like to, because they are focusing on extremely broad niches. Nobody's searching that has a strong reason to buy yours. So, I mean, if I go on Etsy, in fact, let's do a little bit of um, let's do a little bit of practical. Let's go on Etsy, and let me search for Instagram templates. And you can see tons and tons of templates. You can see this here. In fact, you can see someone selling 1,800 for about $4. This person is selling templates, this person is selling, this person is selling, this person is selling. So what makes yours so unique or so different that it will make me more attracted to yours than the other person? So it's more of like a thing of luck. Anybody stumbles on it, if they buy, good. If they go to the next person, great. Right? So people are doing way generic templates. Another thing is that there is no specific audience. So if you design for everyone, but when you sell to everyone, you connect with no one. If you were in my last one of my previous live stream where I talk about ebook creation, no, about digital products, I think in the introduction phase, because this actually applies to all digital products though. So I told you about one of my first ebook I created that actually flopped, and the reason was because it was way too generic. I designed, first of all, it was way too generic, and second of all, my audience, my target audience, were very broad. It was like I was creating the ebook for a large chunk of people. And the mistake a lot of people make is that they think that, okay, if I do this template and it appeals to a broader people, for example, social media template, like Instagram template, everybody possibly have has Instagram, and maybe everybody will possibly like to post something on their story. So I mean, it appeals to a lot of people. But when you design to everyone, when you are selling to everyone, you're literally selling to nobody. You're connecting with nobody, right? The third reason why most Canva templates don't sell is because there is low perceived value. I mean, if it looks like something buyers can make in 5 minutes themselves, they would not pay for it. Last class, in the last live stream where I talked about ebook creation, I talked about you having to possibly like just design um a complete ebook with AI. Like none of your experience, none of your skill, none of your impact is literally there. And I said something, I said, if people wanted an AI ebook, if people wanted AI to give them the solution, they would not give you their money. They would literally just go to chat GPT or Claude AI and literally prompt that. So if it looks like something people can literally create by themselves, why should they pay you for it? Now, another reason why a lot of Canva templates don't sell is because it is too hard to use. Like we talked about in the last slide, in this particular slide deck we're using, the whole essence of template is to make things easy, is to literally make save time, make the work of what you're supposed to do easy. Like, just they should be able to do something that should have taken them 30 minutes, they should be able to do it in like 3 5 minutes ish. But when a buyer is spending 30 minutes plus figuring how to edit it. I mean, they would leave a bad review. And you know one thing about bad reviews, it tends to spiral even faster than good reviews. So the moment somebody says this template is so hard, in fact, it makes my work so hard to even, it makes my work 10 times harder. That is enough for more people to say I shouldn't buy this, right? So not just, in fact, will they leave a bad review, it makes your template, or it forfeits or defeats the whole purpose of your Canva template, right? And it doesn't just, it doesn't really make sense, and your template will struggle to sell. Now the fifth thing is no transformation. I talk about this a lot. A lot of people just think it's all about being all cutesy and fancy, but yeah, that's good, that's an edge, but if it doesn't offer transformation, if it doesn't offer the perceived expectation, if it doesn't fill up that perceived expectation that your target audience has of it, it's not gonna sell, right? If the design is pretty but it doesn't solve a problem, it doesn't help achieve a goal, you just have all sort of fancy elements here and there, I mean, why should I buy something that is not really so useful to me? So you should ask yourself that. So people don't buy templates, they buy outcomes. It's the same way when I talked about ebook, I said people don't buy ebooks, they buy solutions. It's all about what that thing can do for them. So if it's not doing that thing for them, why should they give you their money? Why should they pay for it? Right? Now let's go into the next one. Now, what makes a template actually sell? So, we've talked about why a lot of templates don't sell. So, what would actually make a template sell? And you need to master these five pillars. And when you do that, you're going to outperform a lot of sellers. A lot of sellers, because a lot of sellers are not actually doing this. Take it or leave it, right? The first thing is you need to have a specific niche. A specific niche. There's a saying that says the riches are in the niches, right? So not just Instagram templates, not just I'm creating TikTok story templates, but you want to create Instagram carousels for fitness coaches, Instagram carousels or Instagram templates for social media managers, or Instagram template for food vendors. The tighter the niche, the higher the conversion. The smaller or the more specific the niche, the tighter or the higher the conversion. Let me give you an instance. Let's take, for example, you are like a small food vendor trying to start up, and okay, let me not say small, let's say medium size. And of course, you are more of into like your physical outlet, but you as well want to have like some sort of social media presence online. And because it's going to be really hard for you to start juggling and actively, focusing on social media, you kind of need templates where you can actually post your menu for the week. You want to post like updates on your promos going on, your discount prices, some sort of combos you're having, and all that stuff, even like reviews, and even something to make it fancy, like, a cute or a simple meal for Monday lunch, something like that. And you need template to make that easy, so that you just, that, okay, Monday I'm posting this, Tuesday I'm posting this, and all of that. And then you go online and you see two people selling two different templates. The first person is simply selling Instagram templates. In fact, basically just Instagram templates. Yes, you want to post on Instagram, right? But now that person is selling Instagram templates, and the next person is selling Instagram templates for food vendors. In fact, let's even take it a bit further for food vendors. And let's say your own, what you specialize in. Of course, you may not be selling every single thing on the planet, right? The same way McDonald's is not, they're not selling every single thing. They have a certain specialty. So let's say you focus on like coffee and a little bit of snacks on the side. And so there's one vendor who says, okay, here is I'm selling to you Instagram templates. Another vendor says, I'm selling to you Instagram template for food, vendors. And another person is selling a template for Instagram template for um coffee coffee maker vendors, right? Coffee and snack vendors, something of that sort. If you were a buyer, which of them would you actually go for? I mean, they're all Instagram templates, but you would most likely go for the one that is really, really specific to you, because then you have like a, your expectations is much more aligned to that. The second thing that makes a template sell is a clear use case. What does your buyer do with it? Does it help them grow their audience, sell their product, save time posting? Your template needs to answer this clearly. So, for example, if you're selling an Instagram template, what exactly does that Instagram template do? Yes, I want to post on Instagram, but how does it actually help me per se? I mean, I don't just want to be posting on Instagram just for the fun of it. If I wanted to do that, I would not be buying a template from you, right? So, what is the clear use case for of it? So, let's take for example this coffee shop, right? They're trying to like get their online presence all set up, and let's say they are looking to bring in more people online, so they're kind of having like some combo, so coffee and this snacks combo and all that, and even maybe some extra bonuses on some days. So if you create a template that says, okay, this particular template is going to help, the template is specially designed to actually showcase your meals or your combo flash sales, whatever you are doing, and you list that properly, I will most likely go for that one because it literally has a clear use case that can actually help me, right? Now, the third one is the perceived value. If people have a higher perceived value of something, they will most likely want to buy it over something that they feel has a lower perceived value. For example, if I'm looking at templates in terms of, you know, I'm trying to do like, I'm a coffee shop and I need a lot of templates because we just want to, try to do a little bit of edit and push out on our Instagram handle. And I have a particular template that says, okay, you can get about 180 templates of this for about $15. And somebody says, oh, you could have like 20 templates. I mean, they are doing the same thing. 20 templates, but you can get it for as well $15. I mean, it's literally logical. Which am I going to go for? I will go for the one with the higher perceived value. So, in terms of, but you need to understand that perceived value is relative, and I'm going to explain that much later. So, quantity packs, let's say 50 templates, or premium quality, you can say premium quality, more like one powerful pitch deck or one very niched web design template. You know, you want to pick your angle. Either you are doing the quantity aspect where that is how people perceive the value, or you are doing premium quality where you are doing like just one, but it is super premium quality in terms of the value perceived, right? Then the fourth one is, of course, it needs to be easy to use. Drag, click, edit. Simple. Is a complete beginner should be able to use it in 5 minutes or less. And the fifth one is outcome focused design. Design for results, not just fancy, not just flashy, not just beauty. You want to ask, will this help my buyer achieve their goal? Will it help them make more sales? Will it, if it's to help showcase their food, would it help present their food in a much more presentable manner? So, will it help them achieve their goal? So, you should be asking that. Now, I talk about understanding perceived value, and you need to understand all of this. This is not just all side talks. You need to understand this when you are creating your digital product, because one thing a lot of people fail to understand is that you're selling these things to people. So if you cannot think like them, how do you expect to sell to them? If you cannot put yourself in their shoes to understand how they see things, how they perceive things, and their how they buy things based on how they perceive things, how do you expect to make sales? Now, there are two ways people perceive value. The first way is quantity based, the second way is quality based. Now, when you talk about quantity based, we have things like social media packs where people are expecting like 1 million templates. I'm just trying to lighten the mood. So let's head over to Etsy. Let's look at, you can see this person is literally selling 1,000 posts and stories. I mean, 1,800, right? You scroll all the way down, you're going to even see way more. There's one I saw 5,000. I was wondering how many weeks it took that person to compile it. You can see here says 35,000 bundle. 35, and this person is selling it for $12. This person is saying 1,000 plus and all of that. So it's perceived value. And another thing that is quantity based are content bundles for a whole month. You want to create a content bundle for maybe a certain creator, and they want value for their money in terms of quantity. Or maybe you are doing story plus post plus real combination, all of that requires quantity. Or you are doing niche content calendars, all of that requires quantity. So in when where people are looking for quantity and you show up with like one two templates, I mean, I don't think you're ready to sell, right? You cannot be selling social media pack with like five inside it. They are not even super niched, they are not super um you know outcome based, and you want to sell them five and probably pricing it at $20. It's not going to work. Now there's also quality based perceived value. In this case, we have things like brand kits where you have like logo, color, fonts. So people perceive that as more high value because that way you are creating like you are literally formulating their entire brand, giving them their color, their logo, their font. They perceive it as higher quality. Or investor pitch decks, right? You want to pitch something to an investor, probably maybe real estate, and you go and get a template on that, like something really detailed, because your pitch is supposed to have like a certain outcome. So people perceive it as high quality because it's a pitch deck, right? Or professional media kit or full website mockup template. You could literally be selling one website mockup template, super niche, super interactive, and you could be selling it on with a reasonable amount, and it's just one. So it's all about the perceived value. Some people buy 100 templates, on others may buy just one powerful one. Both strategies can work. You just need to understand perceived value based on the niche you are going with. Now, let's go into the next one. Now, here are some profitable template ideas for some of you who are looking to focus on templates or looking to like get create templates. Now here are some real ideas you can start building today. Now let me clarify the air. I am not saying go get these particular ideas and run and start creating templates on them. No. Remember, we talked about having your idea, and your idea should go through all the phase of, it should be super niched, it should be validated, it should be tested. This one should go through that same phase, right? So here are some here are some ideas we have on the social media. Excuse me. On the social media, we have like Instagram carousel packs, story templates, content calendars. Of course, you need to niche down with regards to this, right? Under business, we have like media kit, pitch decks, proposal templates. Under content creators, we have like YouTube thumbnails, YouTube planners, script templates, and the likes. And when you are doing like niche specific, you can do fitness planners, budget trackers, wedding planners, weight loss, meal planners, and all of that, really niche specific. Now, how do you pick your niche? Now, you want to pick your niche based on what you know well. I already talked about this in the early stage of the digital product, so I'm not really going to do a lot of buttressing on this. You want to pick what you know well, either your knowledge, like I said, your knowledge or your experience. If you understand fitness, health, coaching, or content creation, then by all means, design templates for that world. And another one is where you understand the buyer's expectation. That's like based on your experience. So you need to know what a good result looks like for your customer. If you have never run a business, then it doesn't make sense to make pitch decks on business, right? Now, where people are already spending money, you want to check Etsy, you want to check Gumroad, you want to check Payhip. If you see templates in that category already selling, that is proof the market exists. But literally, I would still say you should go validate further and don't just stop at Etsy or Gumroad and all that. Validate way further, because for me, I would prefer, even as a beginner, in as much as you could actually sell on Etsy, it's always much more better, right? Or it's still much more profitable selling on your own store, because with Etsy, there's a lot of competition, and you now need to shrink your prices way smaller just to try to meet up with the whole competition and all that stuff. So validate for that, and know how to pick your niche. If you don't understand your buyers, your template won't sell. Now we're going to be building a template together, and I want you to stay with me till the end so that you can see how it's been done. And what we're going to be building is an Instagram carousel template for fitness coaches who want to, of course, um, build like an online presence. Now, for Instagram carousel, our dimension will be 1080 by 1080, and we're going to, of course, set the brand style. Create I'm going to create a few slides, right, just to give you an idea on how that works. Then I'll show you how you can duplicate and create variations, and how to bundle into a product, and how to show buyers how to use it. Now, we're going to be heading into Canva, right? If you are on your system right now, you want to join along, then this would be a right time to actually open your system and let's get this done together. Now, I would start, excuse me, apologies, I'm a little bit under the weather. So now I'm going to start with the setting of the whole carousel. And one of the ways you can do this very easily, especially as a beginner, is that you want to easily search for something within what you want to type, what you are doing or what kind of template you're trying to create, so that Canva can easily give you template styles. So I'm going to say Instagram carousels for. Give me a second. So we have this here for fitness. These are like Instagram carousels. I'm looking for something. Okay, so I like this one here. I like this. So I'm going to go click on customize this template. There are already 7 inside of it. So maybe we may just work with the 7 and maybe see how we can duplicate is what we're going to be going with. So I'm going to put 7 slide types, tips, quotes, before, after, and CTA and meet, right? Tip, quote, before, after, CTA meet. So we can have this here. This one is, these are tips, right? So we can just name it just so that we don't mix things up. Sorry, I'm trying to get something. Okay, so let's start with the first one. It's going to be like tips. So we can say gym tips. One thing you may want to do is maybe tweak some few things around, right? You want to tweak some things around. It could be like the image. It could be anything, right? So this is like some sort of gradient. So let's see if we can look for more images. You can actually like source your images from like royalty free sites, Pixabay. You could also source from Canva, completely up to you. And let's just see gym or fitness. I should have typed fitness rather. So I'm going to bring this here like so. And I'll say replace background. I can delete this. So we have this here and maybe gym tips. And I'm just going to say instead of 5 simple rules for working out in the gym, I'll say, I'll just say insert your text here. Remember it's a template, right? So you're not trying to fit in what the person should be writing there, right? It's a template. The person should feel it itself, should feel it themselves. Again, I would take out this and okay, we have this arrow here. So let's see if we can move things around. Arrow, um to graphics. So instead of this, I'll take it out and say I'll just bring this here like so. Insert your text here. I'll duplicate it, bring it here like so, and I can just hold it down, reduce the transparency a little bit, just like so. And I could take this thing out here, maybe move this down a little bit, like so, right? I'll take this out again, just like so. And I can say, okay, rule one, blah blah blah, respect the equipment, use the machine, align weights properly, and some stuff like that. Now what you're going to do, just like I said, is you want to say insert your text here, because you're not trying to um write the tips for them. Again, you want to do the same thing here. Then since it's tips, we can say, we can just leave it at number one. And instead of this orange, I'm going to try to change the color to this yellow. So I want us to have like a certain, color theme that is unique, similar, and just flows round. So change all. I'm going to change all like so. Now again, I can just take this out and take this out again. And I will take this out. Remember, we are working with, lest I forget. Remember, we are working with 1080 by 1080, and we want to make sure that That's what is this particular template. That's like the dimension and all. For example, you didn't see and you liked a really a different one, something like this. What you can do is click on resize, and what you would do is go to like, you go to custom size, and just you can see that this is the normal size, one 1080 by 1440, which is not what we want. So I'm just going to say 1080, and I'm going to say, so that will be square. And I'm going to say you can either copy and resize. When you say copy and resize, it's going to take it into a different page while this is still existing. But if you say resize this design, this particular design is going to be resized into that particular custom size. So I will say resize this design. So it's going to go ahead and start resizing my pages. And here we go. So this is good. We have all of this here. This is good. So I'm going to go ahead, move this all the way here like so. Then for this next one, we have insert your text here. I can just zoom this out just so it's super visible for you. I can just hold this down here. I'm holding my shift, and that's how I'm able to copy multiple. I'll just move them a little bit to the side, maybe do a little bit of increase in the text, right? And just make sure it's looks good. And the gym tips would also come all the way to the edge here. And I'm going to take this out. Another thing I can do is I could edit the pictures. It's completely dependent on you if you want to edit the pictures, right? So if I wanted to edit the picture, let's say I can just say gym equipment, click on enter. I'll go to photos. Let's look for something. Okay, let's see these dumbbells. Now, one thing that you may want to do, which I think is actually um, is sort of helpful, is that you may want to use like free, freer elements, because Canva has like free elements, has paid elements. It will help that such that when you send your template to your customer, they may not necessarily need like a Canva Pro version to edit it. Although most of the nice elements, nice, templates, they usually have like some sort of paid to it. So when you see this crown, it's like a premium element. So it totally depends on you though. But in in that case, it's not necessarily like your more of, will I say more of your problem? I don't know how to say that, but if you want to be considerate, you may want to like sort out for free tools. And what you can do is go to the price and click on free, and here you're going to have like free tools. Like I said, you may not really get some things that you want, but let's see what we have. You can see this here. I think I like this. and you can see this here. Okay, this is good. Let's go with this lady. Let's take this out, and I can make her fit the background. You can make this black here. It's completely up to you. So we have this here. Let's move this a little bit, and this as well here, like so, and a little bit here. So you can see we have this. Then for this one as well, we can move this here. So we have row one. What I would do is, because I want all of the alignment to be on the same side, I don't want one left, one right, one left, one right. What I can do is I will just hold the shift button, copy all of this here, and take it here and bring it. It helps to even maintain the position, the text size, the text font as well. So I can just hold down this here, delete, hold down this, delete, and delete as well. So this is more like, I'll bring this here. I can copy it, move this here as well, just like so. Again, I will take this out and take this as well as this out. No, take this out and take this really great side stuff out. I can just go to layers just to make it easier, and take it out. Again, the gym tips is going to be on the right hand side. If you want to make your work easier, you can just copy it all the way from here, paste it here, and it's going to align in the exact place you want it to be. Again, for the image, we could have this here, but I'm not so sure if this image is free. So I will go back to elements and use one of our free images. Okay, let's see this one. I can make it as background, delete this. So we have this here. And what I would do is I can copy this exact gradient level, paste it here, and delete. Okay, the shoe is this way. Let's see if we can flip this particular image. So I'm going to put it back again. This time I will flip it because I want the shoe to be this way, and I'm going to click to make it as replace background. Then I can then take out this image like so. So we have this here. I can then still use this gradient and paste it here. So that way I can delete this and move the gradient all the way to the back by clicking position and just back like so. So we have this here. You can see that we're using, oh, I just noticed that this is paid. Interesting. So we have to manage the free ones we have. Let's use this. Okay, so this is good. We can also still do this again. Let's edit this. This should be number 2. If if you want to make it easy, instead of you having to do the same thing for everything, just go to the major grid page here, like so, and you can just take all of this out. 1, 2, 3, 4. So I'd like us to have like 4 tips. So I'll click on this page and duplicate it into 2 more. So this time I'll just be editing the pictures. So I'll click on it over here. Then for this, I can just move another picture here like so. Let's see, replace background. Good, we have this here. Again, we can use another one as well. So let's use this one, and I would say replace background. So we have this here. Now what we would do is simply edit. So this would be 3, and this would be 4. So we have done 4 tips. Please give me a second. Okay, so we've done 4 tips. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, and the next one we're going to be doing is quotes, like before, after. Okay, quotes first of all, quotes. And what we can do again is still go back to template and maybe search for like some fitness quotes. So we have this here. We have something like this here, and I can just I can click I can click on it, and I'll say add it as a new page. So when I click add it as a new page, it's going to be here, right? And maybe just move this up a little bit. Let's move it after here. And we're going to go and rename it. So this would be quotes. So we have this here, hashtag daily quotes. I can take this out here. And of course, you want to be sure that this is actually maybe free in case you are doing that. Again, you want to make sure that the texts are similar, right? So we're going to click on this, use this copy style, and I'm going to do that here. So I'll do that here and say insert your text here. this would be this way, so that the text comes in like so. Again, for the daily quotes, you want to make sure you are using the exact style. So I'm going to copy the style and I'll paste that here. You can see just how I'm doing it, carefully doing it just to ensure that, of course, it's looking tidy and well organized, right? Again, if you want to add like maybe some sort of yellow to it, maybe I could just make this yellow. So let's say what's the color of this here. We can use this color because that's like the color combination we're using. So what I'm going to do is I can highlight this text and say and use yellow here now. Okay, so you can see it here just like so. So they can just fit it in whatever their text is, or whatever their daily quote is. They can fit it in here. If you want to tweak the picture a little bit more, you can also do that. I really like this dumbbell version here, but just to be, sort of sure that it's like free. Okay, so let me try to make this as the background, and I can decide to edit the image, and go to filters, and I can just reduce or go to like mono, something like this here. It's completely up to you. So I think I like this. Then maybe go to like adjust and maybe increase like the reduce the shadows, maybe reduce the highlights like so, reduce the brightness. You can see is getting better. Reduce the whites, sort of, maybe increase the blacks, just like that. And you can see we've been able to achieve that one. Again, we have done like for quotes. This is something that they can always like replicate or duplicate and just tweak around in terms of the pictures, right? Again, the next one we're going to do is the before and after, and I'm going to go ahead and let's go to template again and say before and after fitness. Let's say before and after gym fitness. Okay, we have this here. So what I would do is I'm going to take out all of this. We can also leave something like this though, maybe after the tips is completely up to you though. Like I said, when you are doing templates, you need to understand what your target audience wants and how you can help them achieve that their outcome. So it's up to you. but I'm not really going to add that. So let me just, take it out. You know what? Let me even add it. I think I'll just add it. I'll make this as replace background and bring this here like so. So instead, I would leave the text actually here in this case. And we can move this just here like so. And I'm going to delete this. And for the colors, let's let's ungroup it first of all, so we can just click on this and change all of the colors here to yellow. I really do hope you're getting a hang of what I'm doing. I can delete this out here, and I'm going to leave it here. Follow us, right? Follow us, then visit us for more tips and fitness motivation. Like, save, comment, share, and all that. I will leave it here like this. Why? Because I want them to have the idea that this is like a follow-up version. So I'll go back and just move it to after here, just like so. Again, we have like a before and after, and what I can do is maybe duplicate, okay, I can create a new page. I can add a new page and maybe look for another one. I think we have this here, so let's see how it's going to look like before after. And we can change the color code. So instead of purple, we can replace it with yellow. And I'll say change all. So it will change all this purple to yellow. This would also be changed to yellow as well. This will be changed to yellow. Remember, it's before and after. And let's say your text, and this will be here. We'll centralize that just like so, and maybe try to increase this much more to be bolder. I hope you're getting a hang of it. If you are following, please comment the word following. I would like to know that you are really getting a hang of it. And if there's something maybe you need some clarity on, with regards to what I'm doing, feel free to let me know. Let me know in the comments. Let me know in the comments. So I'm going to make this big here. I'll hold this down as well, and this down, just to give it some centralized effect like so. So this will be before and after, like more like welcoming people to join whatever, whether they are training session. So let's zoom that in. Or instead of your text here, okay, let's leave that. And I can delete this training section. I'll just say join now, and I would say your text here. Again, like I said, again, you want to make sure that you are using the same text. So I'll go here and, you know, ensure that I paste the style there, and I'll also copy the style, paste it here, or rather copy this and paste it here. I can change the color to white because that's what we're using before, and just bring it here like so. So this is good. Again, for the before and after, we can use this particular one, and I can just put it here. I will move it to be centralized. Just leave it small like this, maybe make it bigger a little bit, and I can do the same here, just like so. So we have that now. And for the join now, we can just as well, I think the join now we can use, okay, zoom in rough. Let me edit that here. Let's see how that will come out. Okay, and for this we can use Montserrat here. And just like that, we've been able to create this particular version. Like I said, is completely dependent on you in case you want to kind of like change the pictures. It's totally up to you. And of course, like I said, this is the reason why I would leave this here, is because in this instance they can actually put their own pictures here like so. So they can pull in their own before and after picture. It's totally dependent on them. They can also, like, we could also make the background completely pitch black, and I think this is much better. This would also be, we can also go to position. I want to change that purple to yellow, so I'm going to hit the yellow here like so. And this join now, we can then change the color to black. So you can see we are done with creating this next page, which is like the before and after page. And the next one is like the CTA, before and after CTA, still more like what we just did here. Then the meat, we can add something else again, maybe like templates. We could go back and just search for fitness meats. We could bring this here and simply just, sorry, so we have this here. We could simply just tweak the colors. So I'm going to change the color to yellow, so it's going to make that yellow. This as well will be yellow, and I'll agree to change all to yellow. Again, I'm going to click OK. Everything is changed to yellow, just like we want. So we can say myth versus fact. Did you know? Again, we could decide to just use um, this copy style here and just make it bold. centralize it like so. Then did you know, you want to make sure it's zoom a. You can make it bigger just like so. Did you know? Again, this will be, we're just going to make it black, so we'll remove any sort of effect from it. We'll remove the effect just here as well. We'll remove the effect. And again, we're going to make this zoom a. We can bolden it and copy the style, use it here as well. And for this, we can use this particular one here, Montserrat. And I'll copy this style, use it here as well. So I'll just take this out, just like so. And what I would do is I will still say insert text here, and here as well will be insert text here. So here is where they can just insert text, so it's super easy for them to like tweak around. So just like that, we have created like a series of, a series of template for a fitness coach that wants to post, tips, wants to post quotes, wants to post like before and after with a city of join us at our so gym, or join us at a certain gym, and they want to post like myth versus fact fitness edition, right? And what you can do, next thing we can do is you can then duplicate the slides, swap the text styles, create 5 variation each. So you turn 7 slides into like 35 prompts instantly. So what we would do is when we get back to um when we get back to Canva, we can simply just copy all of this like so, duplicate it into like, let's say, duplicate it 5 times, like 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. So now we have 54 templates. And what we can simply do is just start tweaking things around, like in terms of editing the picture, editing the text, editing the font is completely up to you. Now, let's go for this one. Now, this time, you can just go back here to it. This time, you could decide to like move the where the text supposed to be. So instead of maybe the text here, like so, we could just move it to the right and just move it this way, like so. Again, maybe the like so. Then this gym could be on the right as well. It's completely up to you. Maybe you may decide to remove this, change the picture in it. It's totally up to you. Let's use this one here and see. We can replace the background. So if we replace it, you can see this is different, and we can decide to start moving things around. We can decide to move this one to the right or even centralize it. It's completely up to us. and even adjust the text, right? The text and the text font. So let's say we're using something else. So it's totally up to you. For this particular tutorial, I'm going to leave the text like so. And this one, I can decide to maybe take this out. No need for hashtag gym tips. Just move this one as centralized, and I can move them to the middle here like so. So you want to make sure this is centralized. This as well is centralized. So we could edit this out and of course adjust the image again. Let's look for another image. I'm just giving you an overview on how that is going to work. So let's see this one. We could replace it here in the background. So we have this here. We could even add like some sort of black gradient. And I'm going to change it to able to see what we want in graphics. So we have this here. This is something I'm looking for. But let's see other versions. Okay, this is also good. Let's see. We can just tweak it to the middle here like so. This is okay. If you want something much more thicker, we can also go with something much more thicker. It's up to you. Maybe something like this. This is as well good, and that's okay. Again, we can do the same thing for the next one. We're just going to take this out. In fact, as a matter of fact, take everything out here like so, and we're going to just copy all of this and move it here. Change this to number 2 and um change the picture. So I can say back to gym, cancel this gym and go all the way to photos. And let me use this image. So we have this here. Again, we can do for number 3 and just take all of this out. Like I said, you just need to know how to tweak a few things around. Okay, so this image is actually paid. Let's also filter by free. Let's look for freer versions. Let's use this one here. We'll make it the background. So this is good. Again, for this one, we can use something like this and just make it the background. And just edit it to make it number 3, and this will be number 4 as well. So we're going to take this out and copy all of this here, paste it here, paste it here, and just add another image. Let's use this one and just make it as the background. So I think you already get the point of what I'm trying to say. So this is how you're going to really do the same thing for every single part. This one can go in, let's group this one back, and this can be in the middle here like so. We can take this out and just copy this black gradient, paste it here, move it to the back, and of course just go ahead and maybe change the image as well. Let's use this one and just replace the background. So this is like an idea on how it works, and you want to keep doing the same and the same thing, tweaking things around, tweaking the image, tweaking the position, tweaking the text is completely dependent on you. Now when you are done creating your template, you want to make sure you rename every slide clearly. For example, if it is tip O1, quote O3, like that. And here's what I mean. For example, when we go to the grid version over here, like so, you can see tips, 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 tips. Again, if we go again here, we have tips, 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 tips. So what you want to do is you can say number one, tip O1, tip O2. So let's try to do that. Tip tips O1. Then here you have like tips O2. We have here tips O3. Here is tips O4. And here is tips O5, right? But then you could also say, since it's more like grouped, you could say tips O1 hyphen 1, like this, tips O2 hyphen 1, tips O3 hyphen 1, so they know that it's going to go with like together in one particular post. Tips O5 hyphen 1. Then the next one could be tips O1 hyphen 2. That's like the next set. Tips O2 hyphen 2, tips O3 hyphen 2, and so on and so forth. Now, once you have finished renaming all of it clearly, the next thing you want to do is you want to, of course, bundle and name it smartly. You want to bundle it and name it smartly. So example, we have 54 in what we did. So I'm going to say 54 fitness coach Instagram template, 54 fitness coach Instagram template, yellow vibrant pack, right? And I'm going to go back here. Let's say I'm just going to click this. I'm going to click I'm going to click this here. Please give me a second. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to go to like the home page where I have the project, and I'm going to rename it neatly. So I would say here, like so, I will edit it for 54 Instagram fitness coach templates hack. So once I have that, I've renamed it neatly. The next thing you want to do is you want to know how you can actually share it to people, right? Now, how do buyers use it? How do you want to share your template link to buyers? Now, what you can do is you want to click on share and get the template link, because that is what buyers will receive. So, for example, what you can do is you click on share here, and instead of you clicking download, what you are going to do is you're not going to click create copy link, rather. Instead, you want to click template link. And of course, this is like on the pro plan, so you need to be on the Canva pro plan. So when you click on template link, this link is the link that you are going to be sharing to your buyers. If you click copy link here, if you use by mistake this copy link, what is going to happen is that for every buyer who buys and clicks to edit it, it will be edited the same, like the every edit is going to be affected on your own version and on every version out there. So any buyer who makes any edit, it will reflect on the same version for every single person who has this copy link. So it's super better to use this template link. And now, how do you then proceed? Once you have copied the template link, the next thing you want to do is that the next thing you want to do is you want to create like your cover page, because of course when you are selling your template somewhere, you're not just going to be posting your link randomly. You're going to have like a cover page where you're going to have, some things written on it. So that's what we're going to start creating now. So we're going to go ahead to create our cover page, and we would use a custom size of one 1080, again 1080, and we're going to click on enter. You could also download this, right, as a PDF, or sorry, as a PNG. Reason that you when you are where you upload it to your hosting platform, you may want to have like a few images so people have an idea on some of the templates that are there, so that they can have an idea of what they're getting, right? And for the cover page, so now we have this set. What you can simply do is maybe search for fitness templates, or fitness, let's say fitness Instagram cover. Let's see something like that. Or let's use just fitness. So you can see we have something like this. We have different templates here. I think I like something like this here. So what I'm going to do is, instead of having something like this, we are going to replace these images with some of our images here. So what I would do is I'm going to click on share. I will click on download, and I'm going to click on PNG. But instead, I will select just a few pages, maybe like 4 pages. So I'll on select all, and maybe I'll click on this, and I'll click on this, I'll click on this, and I'll click on this as well, and I'll click done and download. So now it's going to download straight into my system. Save it, and just to, you know, extract it from the zip file, let's go to where we have downloaded it into. I will just click extract all so that everything is extracted, and I will just move it to somewhere sort of more accessible. So now what I'm going to do is, back in this particular design here, I'm going to click on upload, and I would upload files, upload all of this here like so. So what I can do is I can bring this here, just tweak it. In fact, what I did, if you want to know what how I pulled it in, let me just go back so you get an idea on what I did. So I took the text, and I'm just going to move it to each of the text around. So when you move it to one of the text, it's going to really like, it's going to be absorbed by that text frame. And when you click or when you release it, you can see that it's already in the text frame. So what I would do is I would rotate it like so, and of course make it to fit perfectly, just like so. And we're going to have this here like so. Another thing I can do is, because it is, let's see if we can add some stroke weight. Okay, so because it is dark and the surrounding is dark, we can add some stroke weight, and maybe change the stroke weight color to that yellow that we're using. So something like this. This is good. Again, I'm going to adjust the others as well. I'll bring this here. I'll move it into another of the pictures, and I would rotate it just like so. And of course, zoom it out just so that it fits perfectly like so. Again, I'm going to use a little bit of um stroke weight, and the color will be still yellow. Again, I can take another image again. Which other one? This one, like so. Move it here. Do the same thing. I'll just turn it like this and bring it into that box. Again, and what I would do is I will use also a stroke weight and change the color as well to yellow, so you can see it's looking all good. Maybe even bring this one here and move it like so into this one. I'm not sure I'm able to move it into this. It's like this. Okay, this is not a picture, so what I would do is just, I will turn it like so and try to get like the exact size for the others, or just as used as the others. So I think this is okay, and I'm going to bring it here like so. and I can add a little bit of stroke weight and make the stroke weight color yellow as well. So you can see we're gradually getting there. And what I'm going to do is I can edit this and say 54 Instagram fitness coaches templates. So let's edit that. 54 Instagram fitness coach templates. So we have this here. What I would do or what I can do, the thing about design is it's more about what feels right. So you just need to know, okay, what can I tweak, how can I tweak what I'm tweaking, just so that everything looks perfectly okay. I can take all of this out because, sorry, I can take all of this out because we don't need it. So what I would do is, if you notice, there's really no space for us to put this. So what I can do is I can move all of these images a bit downward, just like so, and maybe even bring another one here, just here like this, and we can bring this here, 54 Instagram fitness coach templates, like this. Let me move this a little bit. 54, I can decide to use like a different text, just to give it some sort of, let's see, curve, calligraphy. Mm. So let's use this. I think this is okay. Mm. Nope, not what I want. Fitness coach templates. I'll take this out here and maybe change this a little bit more to something more befitting. I want something like long. Okay, so I'll take this out and say 54. And just like this, 54. I can change the color to the yellow as well. And just something like this. It doesn't have to be, you know, an exact template that you just copy and paste. You need to know how to just tweak things around based on what you think looks better. And we can have templates here. Maybe make it a little bit colorful. Let's make this red. Let's see. Okay. Nah. So we have something like this here. Templates. If you want to tweak things around in terms of the color, the text, whatever, it's completely up to you. It's really, really completely up to you. Let me add an element like a gym equipment. Let's use this here. Okay, I was actually thinking it was okay. I don't want him. Okay, something like this is good. So, for example, let's say this. Of course, like I said, you always want to take enough time in creating your covers, because your cover is your first salesman, and your cover is not like, it must not be finite. You can always see what works for people, or what resonates with people, or what is more converting, then tweak around. So now you've created your cover, and this is what, of course, you're going to have like where you host your digital product, whether it's Gumroad, even if it's Etsy. Of course, you have to have like a cover page. Then the next thing you want to do, which is super important, is to have like an how to use, like how to use the template, right? So what you're going to do is you're going to create like some sort of simple how to use template. Then it is in that how to use template like a small PDF where, you're going to attach the template link of this particular template. So you don't need to literally create everything by heart. You can actually use AI to do that for you. So I'm going to just prompt AI. Hi ChatGPT. So I just finished creating a Canva template which is specific for fitness coaches, and it consists of tips, it consists of quotes, it also consists of before and after transformation, and as well myths versus facts. So I would like to create a simple how to use template for this particular digital product. The simple how to use template should just simply talk about how they can be able to, you know, edit the text, move things around, replace their images, and of course, how they can download. So, give me a simple how to use write up on that. So, I'm going to click on enter. GPT is going to help us do that. So you can see all of this here is literally simple. And to get that done, you can just simply use a Word document, a Google document, or even a Canva document. Super simple. And you want to open it and just have that. It doesn't have to be more than a page. A one pager is completely fine. So we can open a blank document. We can just copy this here like so and paste it here. Of course, you would name your document, how to use it, how to use the template and all of that. So you can see here, replace images, move, customize element, duplicate pages, download design. So once you're done editing, click share button, download, and this blah blah blah. So how to use your Canva template. Thank you for your purchase. This template is engaging and fitness. So you can see, you can say here is the Canva template. And what you want to do is, or you can say you can download the Canva template here. You can download, you can download the Canva template here. So actually you're just going to put in the link. You can decide to make it like some sort of like a hyperlink, right? So you're going to put insert, click on links here, and what you would do is head back to this particular template you've created. Remember, I told you you must share as a template link. So you want to copy, create template link, and you copy that. Then it is in this template link, you're going to go back here and you can click on links, click on link here, and put in this here like so. So when you say you can download maybe your Canva template here, when they click here, it's going to take them to a page where they can actually create their version of their own template and start customizing as they please. So it's super easy, right? So now once you have been able to do that, you've downloaded, exported your cover page. The next thing you want to talk about is pricing and packaging. Now, you want to price your template so that your buyers feel like they're getting like a real great deal. For example, if you are doing like 50 templates in one pack, and like the one where it's more about the quantity, right? More about the quantity, just like what we just did. You want to have like more templates in one pack. You want it to be super niched. You want it to be perfect for like first time buyers or for beginners and easy to impulse buy. So you don't go ahead placing it at 70 something dollars or 50 something dollars. But at something like $7 is a good, it's a good pricing level, or 6.99, 5.99. It's impulse buy and people see it like, it's a low ticket, right? And people can easily just whip up the cash and pay for it. However, if you're doing like premium packs, let's say you are doing like web design template, you are doing brand kits template, pitch decks, you are doing like you're selling to like serious business owners and all of that, then you want to price premium. That's where you can start pricing something like, you know 50 something dollars. There are a lot of course there are templates on Etsy that you would find for that high, right? But those templates are really niche down and of course have like premium quality. Let's take for example like web design templates for UGC, web design template for UGC. So let's see. I like website templates because it is much more premium, right? If you scroll down, you're going to see still people who price way higher, depending on, of course, what they are doing or the quality of the template, the premium. You can see 344 marketing agency show it website template, right? So it all depends. I'm not saying okay, you may price that at yours just because you are doing. Of course, you need to understand what exactly how premium your digital product is, and how to price it, right? You also want to look at the market level and, of course, the perceived value of it. You don't want to just price it outrageously because they will struggle to buy, right? They will struggle to buy if it's extraordinarily high. So your price, have a good product, but if you price it wrongly, people are just going to be like, I mean, who does that, right? So if you have a good product, you want to price accordingly, and you want to make sure that your product is solving a certain um problem and has a certain outcome attached to it. Now, here's the mindset that changes everything. You don't want to just sell templates, you want to sell a system. A system saves time, it creates consistency and produces result. That is what people actually pay for. Nobody is going to pay for something that's just for decorative purposes, especially when they expect it to bring some certain level of outcome. So you want to sell a system. Your template is the vehicle, the destination is your buyer's goal. So understand their goal and tailor your template towards that. Now, here are some common mistakes you should avoid as a digital product, somebody trying to create digital products. You want to learn from this now so you don't learn the hard way. A lot of people they spend hours creating templates, creating digital products, and at the end of the day, it doesn't sell. You don't want to get to that point, right? Now, the first thing is, do not copy Canva's built-in designs. If you notice, while I was trying to edit the one that I showed you, we started doing changes from the text to the colors to the images, moving things around. I mean, Canva's default elements cannot be sold. You want to use original layouts or licensed elements. Okay, you get banned if caught, but even if you're not even going to get banned, like, you don't want to just use Canva's default element. I mean, it doesn't make any sense. If I wanted Canva's default element, I would literally go to Canva and just do that. What I'm paying for is because I'm paying for you to help me save time by adding a little bit of your own, creativity, uniqueness, touch up to it, right? The next thing is, a lot of people do not have a niche. They think they do, but they don't. I mean, everybody's waking up to sell social media templates. I mean, if everybody is selling social media templates, who is going to buy? Like, I mean, make it make sense. So if you're selling just general social media template, that's the fastest way to not get any sales. So if you're not getting any sale and you created a template, go back and check, is there a niche attached to it? That's what you should ask yourself. So when you niche down until it feels almost too specific, right? Almost too specific, right? So the riches is in the niches. The third thing is, people overcomplicate the design. Like I said, fancy doesn't necessarily sell. Simple and functional does. Remember, it's a template. People are looking for something that's not going to take so much of their time trying to edit. If it's taking as much time editing like as though they are a designer, then why did they buy the template? So you should be, really simple. It should be simple and functional. If your buyers cannot edit it easily, they would likely be asking for a refund in your DMs, right? And the fourth thing is not testing usability. So even when you have created your template link, you should try to test it on your end. Try to test the flow, try to test how it feels if you were a buyer. Another thing you should do is, when you upload it to your store, try to test the whole flow, the whole funnel in terms of the checkout, the opening, the customizing, like the whole flow, and see if everything works perfectly before you list. And even after you list, you want to share with a friend who doesn't design, if you cannot do it yourself, or if you think, okay, you have some sort of experience to actually understand what is beginner friendly or not. So you can send it to a friend who doesn't know jack about design, and see if they are confused for more than 2 minutes, or if they are able to actually use it and find their workaround easily. So do not, another thing is, don't wait until it's perfect. You list your first template and improve based on feedback. It's the same thing about digital products. Every digital product. I said this thing when I was talking about ebooks. Your first version may not be perfect, and that is completely fine. You don't have to wait until you have like the beautifulest, if there's any word like that, the most beautiful, the perfect template that everybody's going to love. Especially if you're a beginner, it's your first time, it may not be perfect immediately, but that early stage of feedback is going to help you know what people were expecting, what you can add, what you can subtract, and other things you can walk your way around to make it either simpler, easier, or even more efficient to your target audience. So if you are going to be creating templates as your next digital product, what you want to do is, you want to pick your niche, you want to build your slides, you want to replicate it, and you want to list. Now, we have come to the point where if you have any question, you want to feel free to ask. No question is a silly question. This is your time. Just ask any question. It could be in relation to digital product. Now, do note, we've talked about ebook creation, we've talked about Canva template. Tomorrow is where I'm going to be talking about how you can launch and how you can sell, right? So I didn't want to cover everything in one live, so it's not overwhelming for you. So talking about creation, then tomorrow we're going to be talking about selling. Now, do note, like I said, ebooks are not, and templates are not the only digital product. They are checklists, they are, you know, planners, there are, several other things, right? But if you are going to be making money as a beginner, I think these two are literally like the top of your bucket list. Either you create, you courses are also part of digital products. But if you're a beginner, you really don't know how to create a course, you don't even know what to create, then these I just mentioned, ebooks, templates, they should be at the top of your bucket, easy to do list, right? So, any questions? If you have any questions, leave it in the comment section. By the way, make sure you like the live. And if you haven't subscribed to the channel and you've been getting a lot of value from the videos I've been sharing, the live streams, make sure to stay subscribed. Make sure to subscribe, and of course turn on your notification bell icon, so when next I drop any new video or are following live streams, you'll be notified. So if you don't have any questions, just comment no questions for now, so I'll know that whatever I thought was loud and clear. Please like the live, like the live, like the live. Any questions? If you don't have any questions, just comment the word no questions for now. And while that is going on, just something I wanted to share. I was thinking of having like just a live stream for just question and answer, but I'm not so sure how that's going to turn out, because I was thinking people turning their questions in the community tab. But let me know what you think, if you would like something like that, where we could just have a complete question and answer live, maybe on affiliate marketing or on digital products and something like that. Let me know your thoughts. I'll also talk about it in the community tab. and I would like to know your thoughts. Any question? Okay, so I would assume there is no question and you really understood what I thought. So, in the absence of no question, thank you so much for joining today's live stream. I did hope that you got quite value from this live, and I would see you in tomorrow's live. Make sure to come ready because tomorrow we are going to be looking at selling, selling, selling. So stay tuned and